I'm especially excited for this live because my mom is going to be joining us. We're going to ask her some questions about her story, what she's learned over her life, and her recipe creation. My mom is part of the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle that's going on right now. There's 2 days that are left to buy this bundle. So if you've been thinking about it, this is your chance, the last 2 days to get the bundle. Please go click the link in my bio or the link in my mom's bio when she comes on. Go get the bundle, leave the live and come back. We won't be offended. We want you to get the bundle and enjoy all the contents. So yeah, she's in the live. We're just going to wait for her to request. And yeah, I'm excited. It's my mom. My mom is gonna be on live with us today. She's amazing. I think that she is, her and my grandmother, her mother, are where I got my culinary skills from. So really awesome that she's in here, and we're just love it, love it. Oh, mom.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm getting good at this.
You are getting good at this. How are you? How are you enjoying this whole live? Like, you guys have no idea. My mom has grown so much with the whole social media stuff. So impressed with her. How have you been feeling with this whole like being
I love
online
it.
and sharing?
I love connecting with people. I love hearing their stories, trying their recipes. This is incredible. Yeah.
Aww. What's been your favorite things? I know that you can't pick one, but what are some of the favorite things about being
I
in the
love
bundle?
posting on Instagram in the stories. Boy, I have so much fun with those little emojis and the music and the creative part. Remember when we used to scrapbook for hours? Like the whole day would go by and we'd have maybe 1 or 2 pages done.
I know, those were so fun. And yeah, this is totally like the scrapbooking. Cool thing about Instagram is that if you go into the settings and you click on archive, you can actually see all the
Yeah,
stories
that's
that
what
you've ever
I've been
posted.
doing so I don't repeat too many.
Oh, you are way cute. Yeah, what else have you loved about it?
I love trying the recipes. I just ate one of your quiche patties like 15 minutes ago. I took it from the fridge and warmed it
What
up,
do you think?
and yeah, one of my new favorites. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, those quiche patties are definitely one of Nate and my like absolute favorite things to make. We love adding them to the wraps. We like to just actually, the story behind the quiche patties was actually one day we were making the actual quiche because I have a recipe for the quiche, like with the crust and you put it in the center and all that stuff for Thanksgiving, Christmas. And one of the days we made extra of the filling and we had some extra. So Nate was like, let's just make some patties. And we made the patties and we're like, we like it better than with the crust. So now whenever we make them, we just make
This
the
is
patties.
funny because I made those barbecue wraps and I have 3 of them sitting there. Well, the patties never made it to the wraps. So now I'm going to make more. Off to the store to buy another young Thai coconut, or 2 actually next time. And I'm going to make the whole recipe, and next time they'll be in the wraps.
I love that. If anybody is watching, if you want to make the coconut quiche patties as well, those are in my hand salads ebook that is in the bundle right now. Only 2 days left to get the bundle. If you've been thinking about it, please go click the link in my mom's bio or mine and go grab the bundle. Go give my mama a follow. Give her some love. I pinned her Instagram in the chat. She's been having so much fun on social media sharing. So yeah, give her some love. And we wanted to chat a little bit today about some of your journey I know I've had a lot of people ask me, what's your mom's story? So that's why I reached out and I was like, hey, do you want to share a little bit about your past, moving into like natural health and like how you've morphed over the years? The floor is yours,
well, did you
Mama.
know that I was a vegetarian teenager?
Yes, I remember you telling me that.
And then
So what made you decide to be vegetarian?
The smell of meat repulsed me. Yeah. And I thought it was so weird, and I didn't want to be different. So when I got a boyfriend, I saw all my friends eating at McDonald's, and I went, and to fit in, I started eating hamburgers. And it wasn't really peer pressure. It was me just going with the crowd. I was being a sheep, and
what year was that? Ish.
That would have been around, that was in the 70s. It would have been around 1975, 76. Yeah, a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, and then I got married, and there were big family barbecues and potlucks and weddings and picnics, and I think I just stuffed down my repulsion for eating animals, and it tasted good. I like beef jerky. So that's when it started, my journey of not listening to my heart, my soul, and what it really wanted. So then in 1995, I went through a lot of emotional trauma. I was working for some employers who treated us all, not only me, but all the employees, terribly. And we couldn't stick up for ourselves, or we would get fired, and I needed the money. So I stuffed down that anger that I felt and fear. And my best friend, she said, Lori, all those emotions have to go somewhere. They're affecting you physically, because I complained to her about symptoms, and I got bladder infections. I took antibiotics. They didn't scratch the surface. And then I got candida. I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't find any help, real help with Western medicine. So I did get a book from the library on candida, and I started reading that, and it said reduce fruit. So that's what I did. And I think I ate blueberries and raspberries, the fruits that weren't so sweet. Yeah. And then I was diagnosed with interstitial cystitis, and that's a terribly painful bladder condition. I would be in so much agony that my eyes would water. Yeah, but I wasn't crying. It was so painful. It was like when you cut your finger, or a paper cut, and you chop a lemon. It was, the juice gets in the cut. It was that painful in my bladder. And I looked all over. I think it was just the beginnings of the internet, 1995, 96. Back to the library and get books out on the bladder. I didn't want to take any more medications because I didn't like the side effects. So there was about 10 years that I struggled with that. I mean, I was going to the bathroom probably up to 10 times a night. I would get up, go, come back, because my bladder hurts so much. And
this is cool for me. On a side note, this is cool for me because I like some of this stuff I don't even know about my own mother.
You guys were all teenagers then, and you had your own stuff going on, and and I didn't want to complain to you guys. I complained a lot to your dad, and he was very understanding, but he didn't know what to do with me. I got a job at a health food store, part-time, because I quit the other job that was so awful, and I knew that I had a desire to get into more natural health. And so this is where it took me, and I found a pamphlet about homeopathy. And I knew right away I had to try this, because in the pamphlet it talked about the traumatic timeline, that we've gone through shocks and traumas in our lives, and our subconscious is like a hard drive. And a lot of people go through a never been well since trauma, like an event that just shook their world. And that's what had happened to me in 1995, this huge emotional trauma. So that made sense that if I took homeopathic remedies to clear those traumas layer by layer, like taking the layers off an onion, then I could get to the root of my birthright, which is shining health. So I was game, and I went to the appointment, and the homeopath said, well, there's a remedy I'm going to give you. It's called Staphysagria. And she said, I prescribe it often for people who have suppressed a lot of anger, like felt victimized, and they weren't able to express that anger. And so I started taking that remedy, the little bottle like this, and I tapped it every day, and I take a drop, and over the weeks I started to notice a change in myself, and others noticed, yeah, there's something different about you. Like, we're so subjective. So I noticed little changes, but not much. My friends would say, you're different, Lori. There's something major going on. What are you doing? So I continued with the remedies, and I was so interested in homeopathy that I started studying. I wanted to become a homeopath. And
I remember when I applied for, because I was going to be a homeopath with you. Remember, we were going to go do it together? Yeah, but I didn't get approved because my ex and I had a place, and they wouldn't give me the money at the bank. So I was like, I guess that's not my life path. But it was cool. We were almost homeopaths together.
Really cool. Yeah. Well, yeah, and then yours life took a different path.
Way different.
I started working at a quilt shop, and remember that quilt I made for you with all the vegetables?
Yeah,
that was the universe talking.
Yep, it's like, you want the raw food.
Yeah, so I also studied holistic nutrition for about 2 years, and I started adding more raw food to my diet, and that's when sweet curry chutney was born. Now, the original recipe had olive oil in it, because that's what we did in those days in the natural health movement. We thought, oh, all these good fats are important in our diet. So I've since taken that out for this ebook. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
And I went back and forth to eating meat, to low carb, low fat. I was still battling that candida. And then you had told me something about the fat can block the good sugars from getting to your cells. So what happens to all that good sugar when it's not absorbed? It floats around in your bloodstream, and it feeds the yeast and any bad bacteria that's not supposed to be there, or things that are like overgrowth.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's like you want to use the sugar first and efficiently before it's like sitting around feeding a who knows
And I
what,
think
right?
I was borderline diabetic around that time. Yeah.
Me too. Like later on, like right before I went raw, I had all the symptoms for pre-diabetes, and I also had all the symptoms for PCOS. I was like, and I never went to the doctor because I was just too scared to get a diagnosis. I didn't even want to know. but I had all the symptoms. I mean, we know,
Yeah.
right? So yeah.
I probably had PCOS too. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Like mother, like
We have
daughter.
the similar constitutions. Like even our frame is the same. You inherited like my gait. I noticed the way you walk is like me, which I inherited from my mom. So it makes sense that we both struggled with bladder infections and candida. So I was eating a lot of raw food, even though I was still eating the standard American diet. And I started to feel lighter and more energetic whenever I ate raw food. And I looked into enzymes, what those are all about. But I found that I wasn't getting satiated. That was my issue with raw food. Yeah. So I go back to a lot of cooked food, and I was worried about iron because I was anemic. So that's where, yeah.
Oh, get this. This is unbelievable. 1 ounce, which is not even 1 cup worth of chopped sunflower microgreens, has 6 milligrams of iron.
I eat more.
Which is like sunflower microgreens. Everybody who's watching, anyone who's worried or needs iron, sunflower microgreens are the #1, like, highest source of iron. And you don't even need a lot. Like 1 cup of microgreens is like,
yeah, that's easy to eat in a big salad.
Exactly. So you're getting like 1/3 of your day's worth of iron just in one. It's not even 1 cup. We weighed it out because when I found that out, I was like, 1 ounce? Are you serious? So we have like this scale in the kitchen that we sometimes use for recipes because we like to make sure that the weights are proper so we get the best solution for the recipe. But we put 1 ounce on there and it didn't even fill a cup. I was like, 6 milligrams of iron? No way. So yeah.
What's the RDA for iron? Do you remember that?
For women, it's 18 milligrams for menstruating women. For men, I think it's like 8 or 10 milligrams. And for not menstruating women, I think it's around 8 to 10 milligrams. So like really you don't need
And then I eat a lot of beets, like in my beet jerky.
High in iron. Yes, your beet jerky. The recipe's in the bundle, you guys. Go grab the bundle. 2 days left to get it. 2 days left, and it will never be the same again. Look at that. You want to make some gut-friendly, high-iron beet jerky? Get the bundle. Link in my mom's bio.
So that was a big fear of mine, to not get enough iron. So I continued to eat beef, and I was going through a lot of stuff at the time emotionally. I suppressed. Even though I was taking remedies, my regimen still needed help because it's like 2 sides of a coin. I can give somebody all the remedies in the world, but if they don't change what is not resonating with their physical body, then they're not going to make enough progress to get to that point in health that they desire. So fast forward to 2015, I had been through a divorce, and I was living with a roommate, and actually this is interesting. I think I had eaten beef jerky that day. I'm not sure if I recall that, but I was dehydrated. So that night, I went to bed around 10:30, and I woke up at 2 or 3 in the morning in agony, and I knew something was horribly wrong. But I was stubborn. I didn't want to go to the hospital. My roommate was very concerned and said, I'm taking you anyway because at least we can get things checked out. Well, it's a good thing I went because my colon had twisted inside of me. And had I not gone, had I waited, I could have died. Yeah. And the surgeon.
I'm glad you did
it, Mom. For a reason.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
it wasn't my time. I hadn't fulfilled my purpose, and I had this angel of a roommate helping me out. And so the doctor said that well, I had a CAT scan and other things. They put me through a bunch of tests, and then they said we have to do emergency surgery on you in the morning. And I was throwing up bile. I had never been that sick in my life. I can't even describe the pain.
How did it feel emotionally?
It felt
going through something
very
like that?
scary, and I felt totally helpless. I couldn't do anything. I was at the mercy of this medical staff, this team who were looking after me. I became like a baby. I was so sick, and I was very embarrassed because here I was trying to be this healthy person. I didn't even phone you guys. I didn't phone anyone but a couple of friends to tell them what was happening to me. I just wanted to get better and get out of there, get back to my life and make changes. So what happened was they took me into surgery, and they found a tumor the size of a grapefruit in my colon that I didn't even know existed. I'd had some indigestion, I'd had a little bit of cramping. I thought maybe I had a fibroid, but at the time I was, what was I, 57, 58? Yeah, so I was already just about done menopause. So this tumor was about that big, and yeah, and they sent it to the lab, and there were cancer cells in it. So that's when I told you about what had happened, and you said, Mom, you got to make some changes because you are what you eat, and all that meat is making you sick, and you don't want to get that problem again. So that's when I started juicing. Now that wasn't such a good decision because it was missing the fiber, and I learned that lesson. I got really constipated from all that juicing, but that was rectified once I started putting whole greens in there, a lot more fiber. Yeah. And then I started eating more vegan foods, and what else did I do? A couple of years later, I tried to be all raw vegan for about a month or two, and I found I just couldn't be all raw. I was raw till 4, and then I still wanted to eat comfort foods like steamed potatoes. I'd make a lot of stews. I still ate a few eggs, and I couldn't stand the smell of cheese. It smelled like dirty socks.
It does, doesn't it? I know. You know what's interesting that you say that, because like after you don't eat it for a long time, it's like your gut changes so much, your taste changes so much, and it just becomes like strange.
And I can smell the death in meat. Like when people in my building are cooking meat, that smell of death, I can pick that up, and it's yucky. Yeah. So I think these recipes they give me so much inspiration, and they're very comforting. I can tell that people's hearts have gone into these creations. It's beautiful. Yeah. And I've never been so inspired to be in my kitchen as I have been recently. Like this whole thing, this bundle has ignited a spark in me that I get goosebumps talking about it, because I live in a building, it's independent living, and it's for 55 and up. We all have our apartments, just like any apartment building. And I see people who are my age and older, and they're in rough shape. I don't want to be like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah. It's important to maintain this state of health that I have, because I worked hard for it. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been decades that you've been working on building.
And I've struggled since I moved in here a year ago with fitting in. Like there's a restaurant on the main floor. Your grandma used to live here? Yeah. It's a beautiful place. There's an atrium. So there's this place where people go and they get their coffee and their muffins and their bacon and eggs and their salmon sandwiches for lunch. And I went down and I had a few vegetarian things, but I never felt good. I came back to my apartment and I was so thirsty. Like, no amount of water would rehydrate me. It was that, and I probably ate some MSG.
And super high salt too, like dried foods dry you out too.
And canola oil.
I know. All the stuff that just doesn't belong in us. Like just because we can eat it doesn't mean that it's like
So I was getting some anxiety and my body was not happy. It was trying to tell me something. So I had to smarten up, and along comes the bundle at the right time to say, well, here you go, Lori. Yeah, and you had asked me, I think last December, if I would be interested in writing a recipe book for this. And I thought about it. Ooh, could I do that? This is bundle. All these professional people have been doing this for 3 years already. Well, why not? Just go for it. So there I am in my tiny kitchen, getting things together. And January can be kind of a blah time, but I was up every morning chopping away, or I ordered a lot of groceries because it was very cold up here, as you know. And I'd unpack everything and organize and then type up the recipes. And I was eating like a queen because making all my recipes.
As you deserve.
And then my radishes, I had a bunch of radishes, and I'm not a huge radish fan, but I thought, okay, I gotta keep these because I don't like to waste food. I layered them in paper towels, and those sat in my fridge for at least 10 days, and I didn't want to throw them out. I'd have like one radish in a big salad. So I was chopping them up, and I thought, oh, those remind me of bacon bits. So I thought, I wonder what would happen if I marinated them in some maple syrup and some spices, and then dehydrated them, and then made little bacon bits. So that's what.
Oh my gosh, it's cool. It's cool that you're talking about that, because every day of the bundle, Nate and I have been making a what we ate in the day from the bundle, because before the bundle, all the creators get access to the books beforehand, right? So we can make recipes and show you guys what you can make from the bundle. Someone in the chat is saying, I'm looking at your beet jerky right now, looks great. Does it stain the tray? I don't have a dehydrator yet. Do people put parchment on it? Like, does it stain the tray?
No.
It didn't stain ours.
I put them on my Excalibur Teflon sheets, and the beets didn't stain those. Then what happens is you're going to turn them, you're going to flip them onto the mesh tray. And these are all done, but the underside is a little bit sticky and lighter in color. So you want this color. Can everybody see that? Like, it doesn't matter if you have globs of the sauce on, because that'll dry. You want them flexible, like real jerky. You want to put sauce on, and I wrote this in the recipe, like you're icing a cake, and be generous. But that won't stain your trays. No. Stain your fingers.
Very cool.
When you're cutting beets, but not the trays. Like Teflon.
Yeah. So like so since we've been doing the what we ate in a days, tomorrow's video. Oh, look, Nate brought me some rad bacon bits.
I got mine too. I keep mine in the fridge.
Yeah, they're so good, and I personally love radishes. I've come to love them. So good for the microbiome. But yeah, we're doing a what we ate in a day video every single day, and tomorrow's video that's coming out at noon PST on my YouTube channel features your rad bacon bits with your dressing like Caesar salad that people can get.
I'm impressed. Yeah. You know, and those are the comfort foods that I missed. Went to a restaurant, ordering a big Caesar salad with the bacon bits on there, and they throw some chopped chicken. Well, now I'm going to make chicken. Who is it? Daniel? Is it Daniel who has a crispy chicken from jackfruit? Oh boy, I can hardly wait to try that recipe. Yeah.
So good. It's so good. Yeah. Seriously, so good. And you know what else you could make that you would probably really enjoy? Have you, are you able to get oyster mushrooms? I know you could get them at T&T. And
yeah, I saw them at
sometimes. So, yeah, so oyster mushrooms, if you grate them with a fork so that they're like stringy, make the chicky Caesar salad recipe from my wrap book, and sprinkle those on top of your Caesar salad.
I'll make those, and I probably not this week, but I will tag you in the pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Because we're gonna keep going with these recipes. Yes. We gotta share them. Like, share the new creations. Yeah. Yeah. So the bacon bits are wonderful, even for non-vegans. Like, you know how expensive bacon is these days? It's unreal. And how cheap is a bunch of radishes? And you can grow radishes in your garden. Everybody's, you know, got a pot they can plant a couple of seeds in, and they're the fastest growing vegetables. So you can make these for pennies, really.
They're so good. Oh my gosh.
They're crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside, and smoky and salty, just like bacon.
I know. They're the perfect
Save a pig.
Topper. Save a pig, eat some radishes, grow your microbiome. So, Mom, what has been some of the aha moments of your life, like things that you could share with people to help them embrace change, as opposed to be, you know, how people can be like kind of not open towards the change or whatever. What have you learned over your life about that?
I can be authentic, and if somebody doesn't like what I'm doing, they can look the other way.
Yeah.
You do you, I do me.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
When I got over that block, because it's all here, and I'm not to worry about what other people think.
That's so true. It's really hard to, like, in society, we're taught, or not taught, but we're like constantly judged for what we say, what we do, what we think, what we eat, what we believe in, everything, right? Like, we're judged for our bodies. We're judged if you have like one gray hair, or, and then if you do, for example, from my perspective, like, say I had a cold or something, or say I was feeling tired, and somebody looking in could be like, it's because of your diet. It's like, why is everything about the diet? Like, it could be because I had a long day, or who knows, like what other reasons, but, or like with your homeopathy, it's like trauma, right? And stuff like that. So it's interesting how we're so judged, and it's really hard to let that go and just be authentic.
I had to let a lot of self-judgment go, especially after having gone through major surgery. I have a scar on my abdomen. I'll never be the same, but at least I have my life. The surgeon told me, he said, you are a very lucky lady, because my heart had stopped during the operation. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They had to bring me back. Yeah.
Really?
With the, what's it called, defibrillator. They had to start my heart again. So one thing I thought was, oh shoot, I missed my chance to have a near-death experience. My body is right. Say, what are those doctors and nurses running around about? Who is that body on the table?
Oh, I'm so glad you're still here, Mama.
I wouldn't want to have missed this. Yeah.
Oh no, it's such a special bundle, and everybody go support my mom. Go give her a follow. She's amazing. Grab the bundle from the link in her bio. I put in the chat. Go give her a follow. Give her some love. She's been through a lot, like we all have, but her story is awesome, and you're awesome. I love that you contributed, and also I'm like so proud of you for like embracing technology, because a lot of people your age are kind of like they don't want to embrace it, or like if there's something that you don't know, you seek it out, you ask questions, you discover, you learn, you're like working those neural pathways, keeping your brain sharp. Right? Like, I mean, hey, if like a 6-year-old, if Delta or Malachi could like play with their, you know, social media.
Yes, you told me a long time ago, just try it, Mom. Click, 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 and see what happens. And even if you go around in circles, you can try something else.
Yeah.
And during this bundle, since the first, I have been doing a lot on my own because I know how busy you are. And like this morning, I woke up around 7 and I jumped out of bed because I had this idea to do the reel that I posted about the bacon bits.
The bacon bits. Yeah, you guys have to go to her page to go watch the reel.
I know, I never thought I'd be able to do that. But I'm putting on my phone, and I thought, okay, I got this little app where I can like add a page. So I added a page at the start. Are you ready for a bit of radical? And I got that done. And then I didn't mention anything about that they're vegan, because I wanted to say they're vegan without saying they're vegan. So at the very end, I won't tell everybody. They can see that little surprise that I put it on the last page of the reel. So
yeah, you have to go watch it. Go to her page and go watch her reel. Yeah, you've been doing so good, and it's wonderful to see you like expanding and learning, and social media has really been, I mean, for me, it's been such a blessing. I've met so many amazing people, like everybody watching. Everyone's been so amazing, and you know, you get the random troll.
Under the bridge.
He's gonna say whatever. But you know what? That's why we have swipe and delete. Block and delete. Yep. It's like, you know, you're never ever gonna please everybody. Not everyone's going to agree with everything that you say, and that's okay. We're all different. That's why the world is beautiful, because if we were all the same, it would be boring. So again, like it's more about people like learning to love each other. And if, you know, like the whole golden rule, like if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. Like there's no point. Just scroll by.
Yeah.
Nate says in the chat that Lissa says every night how proud she is of you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I know every night I'm like, you know, because I don't always watch everyone's stories during the day, because especially during the bundle, I've been like so swamped with like a billion things to do. And then on top of that, have to feed myself. Thank goodness Nate is like, he's making dinner right now for us. But every night, like before bed, I like to post my final stories. And then I like to watch some stories from people. And I'll watch yours and I'm like, oh, look, Mom's doing stuff. And she's posting and sharing, because that's what it's all about. It's about sharing. And if one post helps one person, then we did something good. And if one person buys the bundle, like link in my mom's bio, go follow her, get the bundle. Every single year we do the bundle, we always get people messaging and saying, last year I bought the bundle and I bought the bundle this year again, because last year I bought the bundle and it changed my life.
Well, I am in the bundle and it changed my life.
Yes,
I never
I love that.
thought that ahead of time. I thought, well, I'll just be a participant and have fun with it. But it really, truthfully changed my life. Go back. Yeah. And just getting out of my comfort zone, like doing a live, I would have been scared to put my face on social media, and like, because you're exposing yourself. But really, in the great scheme of things, like, what's the big deal?
I know, yeah, when you zoom out, you're like, you know, we're all humans and we all have imperfections and we're all perfect in our own way. Yeah.
Hey, I made a recipe for next year today. Recipe for dinner.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited already for next year, and this will keep me going.
I know. Yeah. It keeps you going, and like we've said, like we're both very excited for next year's bundle, but we still have 2 days that are left on this one. So if you want the bundle, get it now, because it's almost over, and we will not have the raw bundle until 2024. So this is the only raw bundle that is happening this year. So
I have a moment today of sadness for anybody who doesn't get the bundle. Yeah, because that's how much I believe in it and love it. Yeah.
I love that. It's so cool. And yeah, like you said, it can change your life. Like even just buying it, being in it, whatever the bundle does, change things, because you're connected to more people, you learn more recipes, you get re-inspired with something that I've had so many people message me and be like, I was raw like 2-3 years ago and I just got the bundle and I'm excited to like start adding more raw. And I'm like, yes, that's the whole point. It's like about adding more raw and starting to like enjoy the abundance again, because we let things go. Life gets in the way. Our current habits become solid habits, and we just fall, and that's okay, because it's not a mistake. And I don't like using mistake, right? I don't like that word, because it's not a mistake. It's just a choice. You made a different choice, and then the whole thing is to learn from our choices, right? And we grow when we make choices, whether it's this choice or this choice, we learn from it.
I like to say it's a mistake. Like when they're filming a movie, there's what are the bloopers? We do a blooper. Okay, well then let's do it over again today and get it right. Get it better. Make a healthier choice.
Yeah. Exactly. We have a comment in the chat. Oh my gosh, you would never know. You never do lives because you're calm as a cucumber on the side.
Thank you. It must be the raw food.
Yeah.
I really
it's the raw food. Yeah. It's, you know, you've come a long way, honestly. You're welcome.
Yeah. Gotta show you what I found. Or it found me. I noticed your jacket.
Oh,
this is a little off topic, but kind of the same topic. What does it say? Oh, I love it. I love it. Like dragon's breath mocktail. Okay.
Yeah.
I found this. It's too warm in my apartment to wear this, otherwise I would have.
Ooh. It says Roy. That's so
No,
cool.
it's embroidered on there. It's got the
Oh, that's
pockets like
cool.
the kangaroo style, and it's gorgeous on the back. It's
Yeah.
got, I think that's Rembrandt. It's just gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna wear this everywhere this time of year, and people can ask me, what's that all about? I'll say, well, hey, I got to tell you about raw food. I got food in a thrift shop for cheap organic cotton. So, yeah.
Wow.
And with that said, I got to tell everybody about the book I read, written by Ted Carr, about the law of attraction. I put it out to the universe to get a blue kangaroo jacket. I put that out a couple months ago, and look what just fell into my hands. The law of attraction. You think it, put it out into the universe, and it'll come back to you. And I think what helped it along was the high vibrational food that I've been eating. Synchronicity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read Louise's ebook that's in the bundle?
No,
How
I gotta
Manifest Your Dream
that.
Life?
I'll add it to my list.
That's. Oh yeah. You need to read that one. It's in the bundle too, you guys. So the Ted Carr book that my mom just mentioned and Louise's book that I just mentioned are both in the bundle, along with all the other content that you get for only $50. So click the link in the chat, go to my mom's bio and get the bundle. But yeah, Louise has an ebook called Manifest Your Dream Life. And it's 34 lessons on how to use the law of attraction. So it's just more information to help solidify that.
And I love Nate's suggestion of, and yours, I think, or both of you probably thought of this at the same time, to take 1 week and focus on one book, because it can seem overwhelming. I mean, that what's 40 contributors. So that's really good advice from you guys to just focus, like narrow in, make a list of recipes. Mm-hmm.
One book at a time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's such a great suggestion for everybody who does get the bundle. There's 40 things in the bundle. So it feels overwhelming right off the bat, but download them all so that you have them, right? Don't worry about leaving them in there. Just download everything onto your device. And then every Sunday or Saturday or whatever day it is, open one book and read through it and make some recipes and really just absorb whatever the creator created, because everybody's created stuff for you to improve your life and change things, not just about food, but emotional stuff and food freedom. There's the yin yoga course. Just open one thing every week and go through it and enjoy.
It's like having a date with an ebook. You're gonna have a week-long date and make some of the recipes from the recipe books. For that week, just take a few and make them, and then you can rotate. Once you're done the 40, you can go back to the first one and do it all over again.
Exactly. I know there's so much gold in each book, so it's definitely totally worth getting the bundle, you guys. There's only 2 days that remain to get the bundle, so grab it now. Go follow my mom, give her some love, get the bundle from the link in her bio, and open her book, My Gentle Kitchen, and make some amazing recipes.
I thought of something else.
Oh,
2
yes,
weeks in a year. The bundle is $50. So that's less than $1 a week. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You're spending less than $1 a week for the whole year to have something new every week. Isn't that incredible? And it's such a small investment. Somebody else said on another live, We've got someone in the chat saying best bundle yet. I mean, everybody has been saying that. It's like a mind-blowing bundle. But someone else says, like, people don't think twice about dropping $50 at a raw vegan cafe when you can get 400 chefs or 400 recipes from 40 chefs who are like giving you these amazing recipes, and you can make them yourself
for a fraction of the cost.
Mm-hmm. Fraction of the cost. And plus you're going to learn so much and implement things into your life. It's worth the $50 to go. It's worth it just to go to the website and see everything that's in there, right? We have a question. Someone's asking, what else can I use besides buckwheat groats if we don't have them for the Asian apps?
Raw sprouted oats. Yeah.
Okay. Raw sprouted oats. And I know if you're living in the US, Whole Foods does have raw sprouted oats. You can
if you live in Canada,
well, so.
There's a family in, I think it's Naramata, BC. They're called Real Raw Food, and I just ordered a bunch of things from them a couple of weeks ago, and the quality is perfect, and their prices are reasonable. The service is great, and the shipping isn't that bad either. I think I chose UPS, and it only costs about $12 to ship from BC to Alberta. And these are things that I'd have to go searching for in my city for some of them. Like, I couldn't find any raw olives anywhere near my neighborhood. I would have had to have taken about 3 buses because I don't have a vehicle right now. So I just ordered from Real Raw Food, and it came within a week, and the olives are really, really good.
Ooh, I know raw olives are just next level. Fruity Raw Miracle's asking, do they sell it in a package at Whole Foods? Yeah, it's actually, I can't remember the name of the company. Send me a DM after and I'll get the company name for you, but they have sprouted oats. Nate and I use those. We don't eat them, like it's not a staple in our diet, but if we do go like hiking or camping and we want to have like an oat thing in the morning for a soak, we will use the sprouted oats. But yeah, they've been soaked and sprouted and then rolled.
I
so they're
really
raw.
like buckwheat because it's good for the gut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then just grind it up and you've got buckwheat flour. And same with the sprouted oats. But keep your oats and your buckwheat in a glass jar in your fridge. I just push mine to the back of the fridge because you don't want the natural oils in them to go rancid, especially in the summer when it's warmer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Enzyme is saying go to Superstore for Acropolis raw non-GMO olives. Oh, very cool.
Hey, thank you, Enzyme.
That's awesome. I know. Yeah, there are some there's a company in the US called Big Picture Foods, and they sell a whole line of raw olives, and they have raw capers, and they have a bunch of some really cool raw things. It's called Big Picture Foods. So they're really cool too. Yeah, Enzyme is saying $8 for each jar of olives.
Hey, next time I go to Superstore, I'll check it out. Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's the top of the hour, my mama. I love you so much, and thank you for joining me this live. It's time for us to eat dinner. I'm so hungry.
I'm going to have round 2 of dinner. I had something before our live, and I'm going to have more food because it's so good.
Oh, I know, right? We're foodies. We're raw foodies.
Yeah.
Just love food.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Well, I'm going to put a story or 2 on Instagram and have my second dinner, and yeah, we'll chat online later.
All right. Thanks for sharing your story, Mom. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.